After discovering his school project mysteriously vanished, and finding it in the hands of his classmate Tim, Jack thought things couldn't get any worse. But as the investigation into the stolen project continues, Jack is faced with new twists that challenge everything he thought he knew. With growing suspicion and a critical new clue from his friend Ethan, Jack must decide whether to trust the adults around him or take matters into his own hands. The truth is closer than ever, but will Jack uncover the full story or dive deeper into a web of mystery that could change everything? Jack's mind raced as Mrs. Carter promised to investigate the situation. As she walked away to speak with Tim, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Tim's nervous fidgeting, that constant adjusting of the corner, the glue stain. It was all too perfect to be a coincidence. But there was more. The way Tim had been acting lately, always a little too eager to please, a little too polished. Could he have been planning this from the start? Jack stared at Tim from across the room. The more he thought about it, the more everything seemed to point to Tim being guilty. But was it possible that he was wrong? What if there was an innocent explanation? What if the project was his? But Tim had somehow come by it without stealing it? Suddenly, Jack's phone buzzed. He glanced down and saw a message from Ethan. "You need to see this. I just overheard something. Meet me by the lockers." Jack's heart skipped a beat. Ethan never messaged him like this. Was it really about the project? Jack hesitated. He had just handed the situation to Mrs. Carter, who was dealing with Tim. But the urgency in Ethan or.'s message made him wonder if there was more to this than he realized. Could Ethan have found something that would change everything? Jack was torn. Should he trust Mrs. Carter's investigation to find the truth? Or should he follow Ethan's lead and investigate further? He was already deep in the mystery. But where would it L. Jack now faces a tough choice. 1. Trust Mrs. Carter. Let the teacher handle it. She's already promised to investigate, and Jack needs to trust the adults to sort it out. But could this lead to more questions, more complications? Is there something Mrs. Carter isn't seeing? 2. Follow Ethan's lead. Meet Ethan by the lockers and see what he's found. What if this is the clue that could finally solve the mystery? But what if Ethan's discovery complicates things even further, and Jack ends up in a deeper mess? The mystery is far from over, and Jack is now at a crossroads. What will Jack do? Will he trust Mrs. Carter to uncover the truth? Or will Ethan's new lead unlock a darker secret? The choices Jack makes now could change everything, and the consequences might be bigger than anyone expected. Stay tuned for the next thrilling chapter, where every decision counts. What will Jack do next? Or, what should he do next? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't miss the next sequel. You won't believe what happens next.